Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Coach Will, and in today's video, I want to show you how to triple your gym's lead generation from your gym's website. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're a gym owner, ideally. That's because that's who we work with here at Big Little Gyms, but maybe you might also be someone that maybe you run a marketing agency or do some website development stuff or whatever. You might also watch this video, but more than likely if you're watching this video, you're probably a gym owner or a fitness business owner. And this, you might also be someone with an adjacent fitness or wellness type of company as well, because I'm going to say what I'm going to teach you here is pretty applicable to pretty much almost any local service-based brick and mortar, and probably not even just brick and mortar. I would say also even online or virtual business. But who I work with is gym owners, so that's who I'm going to be speaking to in this video, because that's who we have built over 1,000 websites for brick and mortar group gyms, and we're very, very good at it. And we do these services for our clients. But in this video, I actually want to take a moment to kind of give away all the information we know and all the experience I have away for free on the internet to you guys, so that way you could take it, use it, and hopefully if you're not yet in a position where you can work with a company like mine, like here at Big Little Gyms, which we're not a very expensive company to work with, even for most of our clients are independent, small, mom and pop brick and mortar gyms. We are priced for that market and for those gyms, but sometimes people need to get a dose of something before they commit. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a very, very strong dose. And if you decide at the end of this video you just want to have us go ahead and do it for you, that is also an option for you. So at the end, I'll tell you about how getting started with us works for a very, very brief period of the video. But most of this I want to be valuable for you guys, and I want to do it without any intention of you having to buy anything. Okay, I just want to just give you the information because I've been out here on the internet talking about it for a long time. We run a very, very successful company, and I don't have a scarcity mindset that by way of sharing my information with you, it's going to take anything away from me. In fact, everything I've ever done and given has only ever come back around to help our business grow and help build the goodwill for us in the space. So if you watch this video, you're probably a gym owner and you want to get more leads, which is our goal. That's what I do here at Big Little Gyms. I work with independent, as I mentioned, independent small group gyms. And our goal is to help those gyms thrive, because our mission and our purpose and our reason for being here at Big Little Gyms is I believe the independent mom and pop brick and mortar, local fitness studio and gym can have the most impact on a grassroots level. Most of your big fitness and wellness companies are owned by larger conglomerates that usually have a lot of back-end monetization, are usually also involved in a lot of big food and big pharma type of arrangements. And we're not here to back those companies. We're here to back your company as a mom and pop gym and help you grow, become more successful. Because at the end of the day, if your gym is more successful, you're going to change more lives because you directly have a line of communication with your customer. You know a lot about the people in your community. You know what is holding your community back from being a healthier, happier place to live. And you can have a profound effect on that through your community, because that's the types of businesses and gyms that we work with are community-based businesses where they're not just selling fitness, they're selling an experience that involves community and like-minded people and providing an environment where people can thrive and change. Because at the end of the day, that's what people are really looking for, is a place, something that's different, that's going to actually allow them to help them change, right? Because if their environment isn't one that's conducive to change, then they're just there working out and they're not really actually getting fitter. They're going home and undoing a lot of the work that they're doing. So they're not actually getting healthier and fitter and living longer, happier lives. So let's dive into it, guys. How does lead generation work, guys? It's the first thing we must clarify is if you're a brick and mortar gym owner, more than likely you started your gym not because you wanted to get into marketing and sales. In fact, probably quite the opposite. Most gym owners are what we call in the business world technical founders. Now, I'm a gym owner, just so you don't think that me speaking in these, just because I'm using these big words doesn't mean I don't understand what it's like to own a gym. I owned 2 gyms over the course of 11 years, and I started those gyms with a passion for health and wellness and fitness. And this is after starting some other very successful businesses where we made a lot of money. I still decided to take a step back in my life and run a more humble business. Now, my goal wasn't just to own a gym and be broke. I wanted to be successful doing it, and we were successful doing it. But I did it with a passion-first mindset of wanting to change people's lives. And I also loved fitness and loved learning about the intricacies, the technical sides of how the body works, how energy systems work in the body, how musculature works, how to run a data-driven fitness performance-based program, not just for fit people, but for people of any level. I wanted my fitness that we would provide people to be measurable and data-driven, so we can say that this person got fitter, conclusively, right? So in talking about how lead generation works, we need to establish, like, okay, what are the constituent parts of getting leads? So I'm going to go ahead and switch screens real quick for you guys and zoom in on this part of the screen right here. And what's important to understand is a gym, and this is pretty much the entire gym marketing funnel right here. At the top, we've got, different types of leverage, which is the whole system is based on, but you got these different phases on the left side of the entire funnel, right? You have traffic and audience, lead generation, nurture and follow-up, close and convert, and retain, resell, upsell. Now, these 5 stages are the stages through which every customer that's going to join your business, and really any business, they're going to go through. Any local, a service-based business are pretty much going to go through this, and any, I would say even virtual company, right? Before someone can become a lead, we talk about lead generation, they must first be traffic. They must first, and what traffic is traffic and audiences are people that have heard of you. They have seen you. They know you exist, right? So it's important to understand that we can build the best website in the world, but that's not going to solve your lead generation problem. It's going to solve the problem of converting audience into leads if you have audience and traffic, but you must also get traffic, right? So if you have a brand new gym, you can't just go and build a really, really good website and cross your fingers and hope it works. You have to go and drive traffic into that, right? That's very, very important. It's also important to understand that the website is also in between that stage of traffic and audience and their nurture and follow-up stage, because after you get a lead, say your website does its job and it converts the traffic into a lead, if the lead isn't getting booked to come in and see you, meet with you at your gym or meet someone at your gym, and if that, if that's not happening, then your entire funnel's broken, right? You're getting leads, but you're not taking them to the next stage, which is the conversion step of getting them to show up, right? It's also where in the nurture and follow-up stage where a lot of leads are going to go that don't take action, right? You're going to have, as you own your gym over the years, you're going to find that even if you have a really, really, really good lead generation mechanism in place for your website, that probably about 70 to 80% of the people that opt in on your website are not going to become customers, right? But a higher percentage of them could become customers if you have good nurture and follow-up campaigns that go out after, right? Text message follow-up, email marketing follow-up, a newsletter, maybe even pixeling and retargeting that audience so they see you in other places when they leave your website, right? When they leave your website, they go back to social media, do they see more of you, right? We all see that on the internet these days where when we go to look, we go to a big brand's website, we go to look at, we go to, a shoe store, right? We go to a popular shoe store and they sell Nikes and, or we go to their website and we look at their selection. When we leave the website and go back to social media where everybody goes these days, what do we often see? You'll start to see ads for that company reminding you to come back and look at their product, right? You might also see competitors' ads, right? So it's very, very important that your website be built to have that mechanism of like gathering an audience, right? Like having, for example, social media, retargeting pixels and cookies on your website. So when someone visits a competitor's website, if you're running ads, for example, that when they leave your competitor's website, they might see ads for your business as well, because now these platforms know that there's a shopper in the market and it makes sense to show your business to them if you are a competitor in that space, right? So it's very, very important to understand that this is all part of an ecosystem, which is what we do here at Big Little Gyms. We never just build something, when a customer comes to us for like websites, never just here's a website, because we understand that it's important that traffic, audience, and nurture and follow-up, these are all part of the same thing. Our end goal is not to build a website. Our end goal is to get customers, retain, resell, and upsell them. That is the end goal we're after. And it's all part of a larger growth system that works, that's cohesive and like synchronized to get you an end result. That's the goal here, right? So I'm going to show you more about that. Today we will dive into the specifics of the website, because that's why you're here. You're watching this video because you want to know about websites. We're going to dive into that a little bit. So let's go back to our doc here, right? So what is one of the primary goals of your website? So it's obviously to capture the essence of your business. So just this past weekend, me and my wife Erin, we decided to we just bought a new house, right? Not a new house. This house is actually built in 1959. It's a mid-century home, and it needs a lot of work. It needs several hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of work. It's a little bit of a fixer-upper. I shouldn't say a little bit, it's a lot of a fixer-upper, but it's a home from a specific time. It was built in the 1950s. Now that home, we are looking for inspiration for, right? So we live here in Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, and here at Scottsdale, there happens to be a notable Frank Lloyd Wright home. Now, if you don't know who Frank Lloyd Wright is, he's one of the greatest, mid-century modern, structural architects in the building space, right, of the last century. Right? He's had a lot of influence on a lot of the architecture we see around us. And one of his biggest projects is here in Scottsdale. There's a bunch of houses that have been built by him here in Scottsdale. So we decided to go to one that he used to spend a lot of time at out in the desert here called Taliesin West. And when we went there, one of the things that they shared right away was how Frank Lloyd looked at design. Was he looked at it like when you were building a house or a building or a structure, it was to capture the nature of the project, right? The nature of the project, but also the nature in the project, right? So most people, when they go to design a house, go to design a website, go to design something, they just capture the nature in the project, right? What are its features and benefits, and what are its core differentiators? And those things are super important. Like core differentiators are a huge, huge part of modern marketing, right? But the thing that they also fail to miss when we only focus on the nature within a project or in a business, your features and benefits, what do your business do, is you miss encapsulating and sharing with the user, the prospect, the nature of your business, right? The very problems you solve and your business's reason for being and who it solves it for, right? People should be able to land on your stuff and get a feel, right? That's the essence of something. It's the feel, right? And it's very, very good designers, it's hard for them to take and make this like a step-by-step thing. It's more of a feel and more of a synchronicity of building a project integrally versus, trying to explain it step-by-step, right? Now you can build a website that explains your business's features and benefits, but then it kind of becomes a product, right? And if you're watching this video and you're a mom and pop brick and mortar gym owner, and you started this business out of passion, you already know your business has a feel to it, right? It has a community to it. It has a vibe, right? So a well-built website's going to be designed to pull that out, and it's going to make it look a lot, it's going to have a lot more pull and emotion to it than, say, when they go to like Planet Fitness's website. And you can even say that those brands do a decent job of it as well, speaking to a certain audience and pulling out certain emotions, right? That's when, one of the things you need to be able to do is think about the capturing the essence of your business, right? Now, lead generation. It needs to have the ability, these are the main two things, right? Capturing the essence of your business so it speaks to the people who are your customers, right? If you run a small brick and mortar mom and pop gym, you're not trying to get 2,000 customers, right? You're just trying to get a couple hundred. If you own a CrossFit affiliate, for example, or a martial arts gym, or a boot camp studio, or a functional fitness studio, or a strongman gym, those are very, very tight communities of people. You're not trying to get everybody. You're trying to get the people who are most likely to become one of the tribe, one of the cult, right? And it speaks to a certain type of person, maybe that doesn't know that this is for them yet, but they are a certain type of person that's looking for that type of that type of way of experiencing their fitness, right? So that's very important, the capturing the assets. But number two is lead generation itself, right? It needs to have the ability to take the visitor from being a visitor or just audience to a lead, right? Now, about 90% of a really good website's traffic, if you build like the best websites in the world, like all of them, the best websites in the world that convert at the highest rates still only convert somewhere between 5 and 15% of the traffic that they get. So there's still the other 85 to 95%, depending on the season, that's not going to convert, right? But most gyms' websites convert at a rate of about 1 or 2%, right? So they're not even getting that 5 or 10%, which for a lot of gyms that we work with, we find that when we build their website the right way to where it has all these intangibles, that they end up like tripling and quadrupling and sometimes 5 or 6, 7xing their website, because if you have a gym that's been in business a long time already, you already probably have some traffic. You might already have 3 or 4 or 500 visitors on your website. Now, let's just do some quick math. If we were to, just real quick here, say you have 300 visitors a month on your website, and you convert that at, say 10%, which is a median amount, that means you're getting 30 leads a month, right? Now, most gyms that have been in business, 5, 10 years, are probably getting at least that 300 unique visitors a month, but they're converting at only a rate of, say, right here, 2%, right? This is what most gyms are seeing, which this is 6, right? So you can see here, that's the difference between these is a 5x, right? This is a 5x difference in lead generation. And these are oftentimes organic leads that are very, very high quality leads. And it's just almost like the website for a lot of gyms is almost the opposite of a lead generation mechanism. It's almost like it's a thing that like turns the traffic away from doing business with them, right? So that's leads us to our next point, which is good design, right? Like it doesn't repulse people and makes people take you seriously as a competitor against big companies. These days, big companies are getting better at the grassroots style of marketing and speaking to specific audience and defining their avatar and who they serve. They're also very, very good at presenting a lot of value, right? The average big box gym is offering a ton of value now. A lot of them have a lot of the things that a CrossFit gym has in it, that a lot of the smaller big box gyms have in it. And the average person is starting to lose track of what the difference is, right? It's eating up the market share of the local mom and pop business, right? So the worst thing you can have is a website that looks very rinky-dink, a website that looks like you're going to go out of business tomorrow, a website that looks like you built it yourself in Wix, a website that is like, even if you built it on a better platform, that looks like it's 10 years old. Because I'll tell you, the web design principles from even 5 years ago are completely different than what you need to have on a website now. And the reason why is because of the devices that people are using to navigate the internet, and also the adoption of the internet and doing things virtually has gone up like 20x in the last 5 years. Even just 5 years ago, it's 2024 as this recording, 2019, even then there were still a lot of people that weren't really like opting into doing business with a lot of businesses with a website or through an app. A lot of people were still just picking up the phone and calling. It's something like 60% more people are just choosing to go through, the virtual channels now versus picking up the phone and calling versus just showing up. And that's because you have an increasing number of people adopting this every day, both older people that are just slower to pick up on it because they didn't live their lives with the technology, and younger people that are coming of age that are being grown up into it that are going to know no other way. Right? So it needs to be taken seriously, right? Now, you need to also solve a problem, right? Ideally, there needs to be the one that they're looking to have solved, right? When they land on your website, right? The first thing you should do is make a strong statement, right? When they land on the website, this is an example of a website we built at gym. This Elevate. This is a very established gym in the St. Petersburg, Tampa area. And first thing they want is like a lot of people are going to see you elsewhere, right? When they land on your website, they're going to see you elsewhere first. Most of the time, the website isn't the first time they've seen you anymore. They've either Googled you or they've Googled something like gyms or fitness and they saw your reviews on Google, or they saw something else on Google that maybe you rank well because you've been there a long time, or they've seen you on social media, they've seen you on Instagram, they've seen you on Facebook, maybe they've seen you even on TikTok, which I don't think really works all that well for local businesses, but maybe they saw you there, or maybe even they heard of you from a friend, and what are they going to do? They're going to Google you, and then they're going to see you on Google, and then they're going to click through your website. By then, a good deal of the traffic that wants to move forward is just going to get here and want to move forward. So we don't want to make them wait. We don't want to make them have to scroll around to find out more information. We want to make it so they can just click, fill out the form, take the next step, and get started. And what we don't want to do is take them to a page where they have to create an account. We don't want to take them to a page where they have to select a time. We just want the most basic and simple of information, which is name, phone number, email. And then we want to take them to the next action step of like, do we want them to book an intro? Do we want them to create an account, right? I've seen far too many websites built by software companies where because the software company is so proud of the system that they're giving the gym owner, and they have to make the gym owner use it, that they insert it here as the lead generation mechanism. I've seen it with a bunch of companies where like they make it so the lead has to go like create an account and select a time and like all these things. And what that does is it kills your lead generation. You will lose like half of your leads just by forcing a lead to do that. When someone's on a website and they've seen you elsewhere, when they land on your website, it needs to be frictionless. It needs to be easy. It needs to be quick. Now, the people that are needing more information, they're going to scroll down the page and their brain is going to look for information in a certain order, right? Does this solve my problem? Does this, do they know my problem, right? And for most people, the problem is some of these types of things, right? Now, this is all copyrighted website copy. Don't go and copy and paste. I've seen people do this. be original, create your own. At the very least, use ChatGPT and tell it to say something similar, right? Like don't go and copy our stuff because that's just not cool. And if we see it, it becomes a legal matter and we just don't really want to be playing that game with you. Even better, if you like our stuff so much that you think it works, just become a client. Even better, because we'll ensure that you get a return on it and that you you get the result you're after versus trying to create a very, very poor knockoff of what we've done here, right? Okay, so, identify the problem, right? And position yourself as the guide on the journey, not the hero, right? Too many people, especially really, really fit people that start gyms or people that like live a life of health and wellness and fitness, like to position themselves as the hero, right? Maybe you're an athlete. Maybe you're someone that has had some success in fitness and wellness, and you believe, you're also a hero on your own journey. But when it comes to serving a customer, you are not the hero. Your customer has to be positioned as a hero because what they're looking for is a guide, right? They're looking for a guide. Now, as they scroll on the page, next you'll show them like some of your programs and some of the features of what you have, the nature within your business, how do you serve them? And then social proof is very, very important, right? You have to have social proof and show them that it's not just you saying you are good, but that other people are saying you're good, because that now gives you authority. It builds your trust, right? And both the viewer and the search engines view this as very, very important, right? Now, as you go further down the page, you want to make a strong call to action, show them how easy it is to get started. And at the bottom here, if they get this far to the bottom of the page, they may have some questions. And this is a great opportunity to insert some of the Q&A that are typically asked questions that may be also searched quite frequently in your area, because what happens then is Google looks at your website as being one of authority in regards to answering some of these questions, and it wants to rank you better because it sees that you have the answers to a lot of common questions that people are asking in your area, right? And then as you go down, you have a map and a footer of your website, kind of standard website stuff, right? Now, when we go up to the navigation bar of the website, we don't really want to make them click around to different pages. It's another thing I see even some very, very good website agencies do wrong. I should say very, very good. Just established website agencies, they kind of subscribe to this old school model of website design where it's like page, 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 and a website is made up of like 20 different pages, and they, in their mind, think that people are actually going to click around between these things, when in reality, people don't want to do that, right? There's a reason why social media is designed to make you scroll, because that actually makes more sense and is a more effective use, right? It's just to scroll down the page versus click, wait, click, wait, click, wait, click, wait. And even if it's a matter of fractions of a second of load time on a page, it still is just very inefficient for my brain to start from the top every single time I make a click, right? What I prefer to do is go down a page in a much more linear fashion, right? So when we have up here at the top of the website is we don't really want to take them to the other pages. We kind of put them in a mega menu, and then if they click get started, what do they want to do? They want to get started, right? So we make a form pop up here, right? If they want pricing right here, what do? We have them fill out a form to request pricing, and this texts over the client, the prospect, the pricing, and this actually generates a lead, right? Now, if they click get started here, again, what happens? Another form pops up, right? So what we're doing here is we're eliminating the friction, and we're also eliminating what I call trapdoors. We don't really want them going over here where they're going to go to all these other pages. In fact, even a lot of these things just scroll to different parts of the page, right? We don't take them away from the page. Now, class schedule, that will scroll to the class schedule, which we'll often have embedded on a separate page or on the main page. We might have an About Us page. Generally, we recommend staying away from something like a About Us page, only because it's really about you when you have an About Us page. And I feel like small business owners, they're yearning for that recognition of I want to have a page that's all about me and my journey. When in reality, the person watching does not really care. They don't. About Us pages have a very, very high bounce rate. Bounce rate means it's where the person leaves the page and never takes action, doesn't come back, right? No one wants to hear you drone on about how you made it to, quarter final 10 stages away from the CrossFit Games, right? No one wants to know. No one wants to hear you flex about that. No one cares about your 18 certifications. They really don't. In fact, if you go to a lot of the bigger companies that have had a lot of success building ginormous franchises in the fitness world, almost all of them don't really rely on that kind of stuff as a marketing mechanism, right? And our website is here to do what? Market our business, right? So we're not here to take up the few seconds we get with the prospect by talking about ourselves. We are here to focus on the problem that they have at hand and get them to take action, right? So and that's the thing, is you have limited time. And that's one of the reasons why this has changed so much and will change again in the next year. which when a client works with us, that's what we do. We're constantly updating this to iterate on what's changed, because as the internet goes on and devices change, you're getting less and less time with the person, right? Especially as other platforms like Google are making it easier for them to shop. It used to be you got about a minute and a half with the lead, and you could have a website that was built almost like a brochure where you had like all these different pages for all these different things. You could have a page for CrossFit, you could have a page for your recovery class, you could have a page for your build class, you could have a page for your cardio kickboxing class. And a lot of companies still build websites like this. In fact, there are notable companies. I'm not going to put them on blast here. Maybe I will in the future. Maybe I'll do a review of one of these websites in the future and show you how they all do it wrong. And these are companies that we sometimes compete against that sell, and these are gym management software companies that sell gym owners the websites, because the gym owner is not discerning enough to know the difference of what to look for. So they sell them a website. And then what happens is the website is costing the gym owner money, because the gym owner's opportunity cost is not the cost of the service. The opportunity cost is the missed leads and the missed customers that are worth like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. At most gyms that we work with that are selling a $150 or $200 or $250 a month membership, where the client stays on average 12 months to 18 months, one missed lead can be worth tens of thousands of dollars just from a couple clients a month. So it is not worth, taking the convenience of working with a company that sells you your gym management software and just having them slap a website on it to say, hey, we provide that for you too. When the real cost is the opportunity cost of the customers you don't get, which is significantly more money than the actual cost of the service that you're paying for, right? Okay, so very, very important, right? Okay, so these things, this kind of going over the website, this is how we build a good website. Now, it has to also service existing members. So on your website, you probably need to have in the footer some very basic things like how does a customer get your app? How does they put a hold on a membership, a cancel on a membership? Now, we don't want that stuff front and center, because that takes up valuable space at the top of the website. We want it at the bottom of the website where they can manage their membership, which sometimes you kind of hide in the footer here. That way, if a client asks, you could tell them, go to our website and scroll to the bottom and find our membership management tab, which this particular website doesn't have, but we build that for our gym's websites. That way, there's a place to manage membership where it's not taking up valuable real estate at the top of the website where new people are coming in, because most of the people visiting your website are not going to be existing members. Your existing members should be going through whatever gym management software, which hopefully you use a great gym management software like Chalk It Pro that actually helps to service your members better versus some of these other gym management software platforms that don't answer customer support questions for your client and only work to serve your customer like their billing and the class schedule, right? Okay, so the other things that are important to a good website are, SEO. Oh, I skipped this on the website. Calls to action are very, very important. It's very, very important that throughout your website you have calls to action and a button to take the next step in almost every section of your website. Next, SEO is very important. I'm not going to go deep in SEO here because this is rather technical. And honestly, if your gym needs SEO, I would advise you to work with experts on SEO because outside of your meta description and meta title on your website, there's not a lot. It gets rather techy really, really fast. And there are some things that a website can do with both the way that it is laid out, the way that hosting and page speed is done reliably, and also some of the back-end things like schema, which is the code of your website, have to be done well by professional website developers. I'm just going to be honest, that the average gym owner probably is not skilled enough to get into, right? So that's what companies like ours do for you. Now, it also needs to integrate with your lead management system like Gymnetics, right? So when you work with a company like Big Little Gyms, what we're doing is we're helping you generate traffic from paid advertising, content marketing, organic marketing, and referral marketing. Now, all that traffic is going to go in through your website or lead forms on one of these platforms. From there, when those lead forms and websites convert traffic, they go into a CRM called Gymnetics. Now, this CRM is not a gym management platform. This is a sales and lead follow-up and nurture engine that integrates with your gym management platform. In fact, if you work with us, we also have a gym management platform like Chalk It Pro that you can migrate to if you need a better gym management platform. But we can also integrate with many of the existing ones like PushPress, like Wodify, like Zen Planner, in addition to giving you the platform. So they work together to do your text follow-up, your email follow-up, your phone follow-up, and pump those leads into an intro booking, getting that person in the door to start a trial or sign up for a membership, and then get them on board and into their first 30 days where you retain, resell, and upsell them. Now, this ends up, for a lot of gyms, our goal is to help them grow by, say, 10, 15, 20 new members per month through mostly organic and not super hypey, gimmicky, discounty ways of marketing your business, right? We want to help you build an actual business, not a gimmick, right? So this whole system is what we build here at Big Little Gyms. If you want to work with us, go to biglittlegyms.com, and what we'll do is we'll sit down and go through all these pieces with you to audit your existing stuff and show you why it makes sense, right, to have this system like this in place, right? So, because once you have a good lead generation system in place, the next step is going to be getting traffic. In fact, getting traffic for often for a lot of gyms is the even bigger issue of like making sure everybody in your town knows who you are and where to find you, and also find those in your market who are hot and warm leads and getting them into your gym's marketing funnel, because generally doing a lot of like gimmicky ads are going to go out to a lot of like cold traffic, which are people who don't know, like, and trust you. Our goal is to help you build a business where people know, like, and trust you and become the best known gym in your area, right? So that's our goal here, is to help you build this, because at the end of the day, like, there's 4 problems your gym probably has, and that's like you either don't have enough leads, which is why you're watching this video. Most of your members all come from referrals. That's a really, really common thing for a lot of gyms that work with us, is they only get members if existing members bring people in with you. The problem with that is you can't scale on referrals, and the volume is just not high enough to grow month over month. It's too reliant on others to do it for you. So it's what we call permission marketing, right? Like, you're asking your members for permission for them to market, for you to market at them, which is not something we want to rely on. We don't want to be asking people for permission to grow our business. And also, what works on word of mouth is not really scalable to other forms of traffic, right? Like, you really, other than like door knocking, there's nothing else that word of mouth you can do on the internet, right? So, and then quality of your leads is poor. So maybe you are running ads and you're getting a lot of leads, but the quality is low. And when you're running ads, almost no leads are qualified. When you do that, this becomes discouraging. It's also easy to say, why bother if the leads are not a good fit for your gym? And as a result, you end up underpricing yourself, right? You end up, because the lead quality is low, you start listening to a market of people that are not like your best customers. You start lowering your prices to get their money because you need to make money. And number 4 here, no one knows who you are. And there are a lot of people who do what you do in your area. For gyms now, it's like we're kind of past the peak of the group gym marketing boom, which was about 2016. And back then, everybody was looking for a group gym, right? Everybody was looking for a group gym. By now, it's kind of like there's a lot of also-rans. There's a lot of additional gyms in the market just saying they're better. And if people don't know you exist, they can't possibly buy from you. Almost all of the problems that you have here probably stem from this, right? At the end of the day, what you want is a business that is built on authority and trust and credibility, right? Like, where the people that do business with you want to spread the word, but also people that have heard of you through your marketing, through your different marketing channels, through getting value by way of, your advertising, your content, your organic marketing. You build trust, not just through referral only, right? Given there is a lot more referral that can also be picked up for gyms. So that's kind of the goal there, is to do that. So that's my video for today, guys. I've been struggling to get these out, so my goal was just to get on here and give you guys some value, talk a little bit about why, how to build a better website, why you need a better website, where the problem often stems when you're not getting enough leads, and why, improving this will help improve your lead generation. If you just, if you're a gym owner, and I know this sounds like a pitch, but honestly, if this is something that's been a problem for you, I highly, highly recommend booking a demo with us. We work with over 600 gyms. We have a multiple $1 million a year company. Do I want to grow that company and make multiple millions of dollars more? Yes, absolutely. Who wouldn't? But at the end of the day, like, the reason why I work with gyms is because I care about gyms. I want to help gyms grow. And this is the kind of stuff that you, as a gym owner, probably should not be tinkering with. This is the kind of stuff that, like, instead of doing, trying to do it yourself, what you should be doing is building leverage, which is right up here at the top of our entire stack, is like, using capital leverage, right? Spending a little bit of money on a system that gets you an ROI versus trying to spend your time trying to replicate the result yourself, when what we've built here is based on over like 18 years of experience of doing traffic, audience, lead generation, nurture, follow-up, and building a cohesive and integral system that just produces an end result that when you go live starts producing in the first month versus like trying to implement step by step little bits and pieces you heard on the internet and tinkering. It's what we call a tinkerer, right? And being a tinkerer is not a good place to be as a business owner. As a business owner, you need to be making sales and serving your customers, not trying to replicate results that professionals can do simply by implementing a little bit of capital leverage and investing in a system. Now, if you're concerned about making an investment because your business is small, just know that we offer 100% money back guarantee. If you work with us and for some reason you don't get a result that we're talking about here, I'll just give you your money back. At the end of the day, like I said, we've had plenty of success. We're not trying to take advantage of gym owners to pad our own pockets. We make our business with our customers over a long period of time by building a long-term relationship with a customer that wants to be with us for a long time because these growth systems are in their business and working, and so the gym owner does not need to think about it, right? At the end of the day, if you can show up every day and run your business and not worry about how you're going to get traffic and leads and nurture those leads and get those people in the door, then it's going to make your life a whole lot better and a whole lot easier. You're also going to build a way better business because you can focus on building a better product, building a better community, things that you should be tinkering with as a gym owner. So that's it, guys. If you found this video valuable, please do me one solid. Click that like button below. Hit the subscribe button if you really like it. And if you really like it and you want me to do more videos like this for you guys, go to the comment section and tell me how much you love it or share some feedback of something that you learned in the video. And if you do want to work with Big Little Gyms, go to biglittlegyms.com. When you get there, just like we showed you here, you're actually going to get to go through the experience yourself of how we do lead generation by going through our funnel. And when you're there, you'll see how easy it is to get started and book an intro with us and sit down for a few minutes and get to know what your current situation is, talk a little bit about your desired situation, and give you a roadmap on how to get there. Because that's what we're selling you here at Big Little Gyms, is not a lead generating website. We're selling you an entire model and roadmap for growth for your business to get you to your end goal. And that's what we're most excited about. So that's it, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.